Alright, now here is a door that presents an extra little bit of trickery that you got to pay attention to. When you have bi-directional swing double doors, or directional traffic double doors, however which way you want to look at it, call it, whatever. You can see the jamb is stepped, and that one is stepped the opposite direction. And you can see the door stops on the head are separate. So this tends to throw people off when they try to throw their laser on it, because if you're trying to shine your laser right on that edge, you're not going to get it, because this side's obviously lower, and you don't want to go with this and that, and you don't really want to use, like, stagger it like that. So this is one of those rare occasions where you're going to want to actually set your laser lower. For sure you want to set your laser lower, and you're going to again take your measurement from this inside corner right here, your strongest point that's not likely to move, and is right next to the vertical plane down to your floor anchor. Same thing. So you would set your laser up so you can read both of them, and this one you would read from this side. And additionally, again, don't trust the floor spreaders. They're close, they are not meant to be precise. Also, this can throw it off, because these little bars here, these will raise up off the floor, so when this goes down, you're going to get an arch, which is going to pull them in. So more than likely on a door like this, you're going to have to break one side loose no matter what. Now, I think I only have maybe 2 of these to do in this area, so it's still not worth it for me to make a spreader. So instead, I'm going to use this. But what you can do is take an extra piece of like stud or track or something, screw it in to kind of at a diagonal to make sure these don't shift back and forth. And then even if these are not square, what you're going to do is break it loose, and then you'll have to check it for square when you're setting it. And what you can do is just, like I've mentioned in one of the other video bits here, is to just shim, you know, like stick a shim there or there between the spreader and the jamb, or over there, you know, put a shim right there to twist it this way, or put a shim on this side, twist it that way to get it square. Now you might be wondering, how the hell do I square something that's stepped like that? Trick is the back where it meets the drywall. This is going to be the same no matter what. So what you do, this is just good practice for all your doors though. I think I've shown this before already, but square out your line way beyond, like that. Because not only does that help you find a door if you accidentally railroaded one, and then you come back and be like, wait a second, why is there track here? There's a mark there and there's a mark there. There should be a door here. Whoops. Alright, cut it right here. Let's put that door in. But another thing it does, excuse me, is that you can line these edges up on that, so that way you know you're not sitting either forward or cupping into the track a little bit, so you can be right where you marked it, but then you can use it for your squaring. So you want to use a carpenter square, not preferably not the tri-square or the speed square. It's better to use the carpenter square, and then get it like that. You might have to go a little bit further if you have 2 layers of sheetrock. This is only 1, so this works out great. And so you'll use those lines to hold you square. And you may need to sit directly on top of the lines in order to have that 1/16 of an inch on either side spread. But other than that, that's what you will use with your braced spreader to know if you need to shim, or where you need to shim. I shouldn't say if, but where you need to shim to get it both square and spread to the right dimension. And so you'll check, obviously, your inside dimension from there to there, and make sure you have that at the bottom plus about 1/8 of an inch on a double door. For sure 1/8 of an inch. That gives you a 1/16 per side. 1/8 strong might be okay. 1/4 inch is a little excessive. I'm tired, sorry. Long night. But yeah, so these doors present an extra little challenge, just a few more things you gotta pay attention to. But again, other than that, they set the same way. Also, they kind of suck to drill down because usually they're just little, that one's not so bad, but that one sometimes is an absolute nightmare to get to. Like in this situation, where I've got a firewall here, and then this is a non-rated wall. Wait, no, my bad, this one's also rated. But this is supposed to be rated to the corner that way, and then also this way. So when you're this tight to the wall, and that clip is all tucked back in there, it's a pain in the ass. I really do wish the door manufacturers would add just a whole big foot instead of 2 little feet. Add a big foot instead, and give it a center weld too. That would give you a little more room, a little more options for getting your drill bit in there. So I might have to get the big boy. Oh well, shit. My big bit is a regular 1/4, not a 1/4 C for these Tapcons. So I may have to get some mushroom plugs to hit down in there. Which, speaking of, if you are using lead anchors, if it's a job that you're just setting the one door or couple doors and getting out of there in a small period of time overall, you can hit the anchors down all the way. But if it's a job that like this where you're going to be here quite a while and they like to make changes every now and then, or other trades might run a scissor lift into it and damage it, and then you have to take it out and put a new frame, don't hit that nail head all the way down. Leave it up about 1/8 of an inch. So if you do have to remove it, you can take a pry bar and pry the nail up, and then you can lift the anchor out rather than fighting it and spending forever trying to get that damn lead anchor out. Leave yourself that little 1/8 of an inch gap to slip your pry bar in. Little trick.